welcome to another episode of the Stack Sats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Shout out and round of applause from the live studio audience for BTC Cowboy. What up, Cowboy? Good to see you in here. Sounds loud today. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. There we go. Am I loud enough? Am I loud enough? Check 1 2. There we go. What up, Leonard? Good to see you in here. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Leonard. Stacked. Stacking likes. Stacking sats. Stacking subs. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Today is Thursday. And looks like Bitcoin's making a little bit of a comeback from the drop all the way down to... What was it drop to? Let's see. 64? 62? No, 52? Let's see. From a drop all the way down to... Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to look at this so I can see the drop. There it is. Dropped all the way down to 49,200 and... No, 49,100. It's pretty crazy, huh? And we're back since then. So hopefully you guys got some juicy stacks down there. Let's see. We are up 21% since that drop. Damn. We're up 21% since the latest low, which was at 49,100. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's wild. All right, so let's get into the show and start with the first segment, which we like to call the Sat Strength. So let's intro that. Sat Strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $59,615.10. The fees are so low, 7 sats per V-byte. Crazy. And not only that, you can buy 1,877 Satoshis for a single dollar. See, Satoshis have gone up in cost, now they've gone up in value. So, no more $18,000 Satoshis for a dollar. Now it's 16,000. Sorry, now it's 1,677 Satoshis for a single dollar. What is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin, just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents. A Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. So if you accumulate 100 million Satoshis, you in essence have a whole Bitcoin. That's important because you don't need to buy a Bitcoin all at once. You can buy it in small increments. Let's say you're walking down the street minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day that penny could have bought you 16.77 Satoshis today. It's pretty well. Man, I can't believe I'm looking at this, at that chart. So since we dipped to the bottom, we're up 21%. Can you imagine if somebody's got a sweet buy down there at like $49,100 Bitcoin? They're up 20% just like that. Crazy. All right. And is it getting to 60? It's getting close to 60, isn't it? Let's see. 15. Yeah, it's dancing around trying to get past 60. If it gets past 60, we're back in the races, aren't we? We're going back up. It's crazy. All right. Well, that is the Sat Strength. It's stronger today than it was yesterday. We'll see what happens, right? So if you would have panicked and sold your stack and not hodled, you would have taken those 20%/30% losses. You would have realized those losses, and then you see the price of Bitcoin go back up 20% over the past couple of days, or over the last night, I guess. Yeah, since last night. Yeah, it went back up to last night. Let's see one day. Let's see the day chart. Yeah, pretty much. Since I would say over the span of 3 days, it pumped all the way back up. Today being the third day. Yeah, pump all the way back up. And if you would have, if you panicked and sold your stack down there at 54 or even 51, 52, 49 even, then you realize your losses, and then you realize, okay, well, maybe it's not gonna go to zero, and you're like, dang it, I missed out. Now I gotta go buy in again. So you buy in again now, and you're buying in at 59,000 after you sold at 49,000, and so you're buying and selling at the wrong times, right? You're buying when you think it's gonna, when you see it come up and you think it's gonna keep going up, and then you're selling when it's going down. You think it's gonna keep going down, and the opposite is happening for you, right? The way we avoid that, the way we avoid getting manipulated like that by the market makers, is by just setting up your DCA and stacking on a regular frequency, however much you say you're gonna stack regularly, right? And if it happens to drop below a certain amount, like when it drops to like 49,000 or whatever that was, you realize that that's like a unique situation. So instead of panicking, you go and you stack a little harder, just a little extra stack on those days where it's extra low, and you improve your overall average buy-in for your whole stack, right? All right. So that said, let's jump into the Why We Stack segment. Why we stack. All right, why do we stack sats, boys? Keep it simple. We stack sats because when we save in Bitcoin, our purchasing power increases. Bitcoin increases your wealth. Okay? How does Bitcoin increase my wealth? I have no idea what Bitcoin is, and I need to understand how that works. Well, let me explain that to you. This is why we stack. This is why Bitcoin increases your wealth, and this is why you should be saving in Bitcoin yourself, right? This is just an idea that you should go out and research on your own and see if it makes sense. If it makes sense for you, then start investing in Bitcoin. Start saving in Bitcoin. Okay. Here we go. The government, we are in debt. $35 trillion. Okay, in debt, and there's not enough money in existence to pay off that debt. Okay, every time a bank issues a credit for somebody to buy a house or to buy real estate or to buy a car or for a corporation to get credit to do something, that expands the money supply and creates some more money out of nothing. Okay, when that happens, the money that's already in existence, in other words your savings, lose a little bit of their purchasing power in order to give this new money some purchasing power, right? That's called inflation. As the money supply expands, the value of each individual monetary unit is less, okay? Because you can't make more value just by printing more money, okay? Just like you can't make more pizza by cutting it into more slices, right? What you end up doing is you make each one of those pizza slices a little bit less filling because it's actually less pizza, right? So same thing. When they add more money to the money supply, they make every other piece of money, paper money, worth a little bit less, okay? And so when you save in Bitcoin, you take the value that you've earned, that you worked hard for, and you set it outside the system where they can inflate the money supply, right? Because when you put it into Bitcoin, you can't inflate the Bitcoin supply. It's 21 million cap. That's it, right? Now, granted, not all of the 21 million have been released, right? But you still have the hard cap of 21 million. No matter what, you won't be able to change the supply. So what does that mean? It means that they can't expand the supply, and therefore they can't inflate away the value that you set aside. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that when you have that money set aside in Bitcoin, when you're saving it in Bitcoin, the mere fact that it's not being held in paper money, right, keeps it away from this inflation, right? As inflation happens and the value of the dollar continues to crumble, the value of your Bitcoin will actually go up because it will take more and more weaker dollars or weaker paper money over time to buy the same amount of Satoshis, to buy the same amount of Bitcoin. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that when you save in Bitcoin, the prices of things are trending down. Everything gets cheaper for you because your Bitcoin is getting more and more valuable against the dollar, right? So everything is going to zero against Bitcoin. Everything is trending. Yeah, that's inflation. Exactly, Andrew. So just as an example, we can do our sats per good table that I've had here for a while, right? there it is. Let's do milk because milk is pretty easy, right? Everybody drink. Well, most people drink milk. This is real milk, $6.99 for a gallon. Back in October 2023, it used to cost me 25,509 satoshis. And today, if the price continues to be $6.99 in terms of dollars, it only costs me 11,713 satoshis. So in other words, 54% off. So if all of these things are things I buy in my day-to-day life, and I'm not holding my treasury reserve in dollars, I'm holding it in Bitcoin, the prices of everything are going down. So therefore, I can afford more milk. I can afford more burritos. I can afford more bread. I can afford more tacos with this with the same amount of work that I've already done. Or if you want to not buy a bunch of extra tacos, right? Or you could buy more tacos if you want, right? Roman, does YouTube show you how many people share the video? No, it doesn't, Hard Hodl. I wish it did. It doesn't. But if you guys shared the video, I really appreciate it. So thanks for the thought, Hard Hodl. You are a whiskey fan. Oh yeah. I'm not a whiskey fan, but maybe you guys are talking about something else. Hard Hodl. It's crazy. It's crazy, guys. And you know what? We're still so early because, for example, I have a buddy. I've talked about him before. He's anti-Bitcoin, anti-everything, right? And he's one of the guys I kind of just gave up on. I can't convince him, right? I know that it's gonna take something for him to figure it out on his own. And once he figures it out on his own, he might never say, "Hey, you know what? You were right." He might just be like, "Okay, whatever. I have some Bitcoin now. I don't care what you used to say, right?" And I'm okay with that. But I would love for him to have Bitcoin, right? And the reason I bring it up, because you're talking about, because I was talking about how, I don't know, it's some people just don't want to see it, right? But he posted some. It was like it's not really political, but I guess it kind of is political. He posted a thing about like crypto and DeFi, right? And it tells me like, man, this guy like doesn't understand Bitcoin, and when he hears anything about like crypto, he automatically associates it with Bitcoin, right? And in the process, makes it more difficult for himself to realize that there's a huge difference between a poop coin or a DeFi thing, like a DeFi exchange, right? And it makes me sad for one that he's not confused on it, and that he takes the headline for what it says. It doesn't look into it, right? On top of that, it makes me a little bit, in a way, hopeful, because it's a reminder that there's people out there that are good people, but they've just been like persuaded in a different direction, and it means that we're still way early, you know, way early. And so eventually those people will come around, right? And like the saying says, well, they'll get Bitcoin at the price they deserve, right? Which sounds kind of harsh. But I don't know. I guess you gotta eat a little humble pie when you start to learn about Bitcoin, and because initially, like even me, my initial reaction to anything that had to do with Bitcoin was like, oh man, that's a criminals thing. That's like for criminals, and I don't even want to learn about it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't want to be associated with it in any way. And here I am making a Bitcoin show, right? So I had to eat humble pie and be like, you know what, I was wrong. And this is freedom money. This is the way to get out of that fiat slavery machine, you know? And I just wish more people understood that. But you do what you can. I'm betting Roman is a gin guy. Nah. I don't drink hard Hodl. The drinks I have enjoyed in the past. I like a Guinness. I like a cold Guinness. I like. Let's see. I like some Cutwaters every once in a while. Cutwater is a company that does pre-mixed drinks. They have a good margarita. They have a good Mai Tai. And what else do they have? They have a good pina colada too. So I'm not even sure what kind of hard liquors are in that. But I've never been like a straight, neat drinker. It just doesn't agree with me. I don't like the. I just don't like the hangover. Yeah, they're pretty good. The margarita, the lime margarita is really good. And the Mai Tais, they're strong too, pretty strong. All right, so yeah, that's why we stack, because it's the only way to gain purchasing power against the torrent, against the waterfall that is the money printer. Okay, all right. So let's jump into the next section of the show, the stack recap. Stack recap, because we don't only talk about stacking sats here Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. We actually stack sats every weekday, depending on the price of Bitcoin. So our overall gains for 2020 for the whole lifespan of the show, we're 41% up. We're currently holding 0.263911 Bitcoin. In 2024, we're actually back in the positive. We dipped down to a minus 2% gain on this last drop. We stacked like stackopaths do, and we are currently back up 7% for 2024. Uncle Hodl, the next Bitcoiners drink. Let's go. Let's go. Can't wait. That's a good one. All right, so I like a Welsh whiskey called Hendren. Oh, that sounds cool. Actually. How do you drink whiskey, guys? Just a straight up like with like one giant ice cube, or no ice? How does it go? Neat is without ice, right? Neat is just a straight up the drink. All right, let me know. Educate me on the whiskeys, guys. Something that's not too expensive. Oh, I tried whiskey. All right. Anyway, let me know. So today we're gonna buy. Since the price of Bitcoin is still below our average buy price, we're gonna do another double stack today. Because our average buy price is right now $59,988 for 2024. So today we're gonna be doing a double stack here on the show, buying a double stack of Bitcoin. All right, there it is. Now that we know how much Bitcoin we're gonna buy, so you know what we gotta do next, right? It's time. Wow, it's time to stack some sats. All right, there we go. Stacking over at. My lady likes to mix the Coca-Cola. Ooh, I prefer neat or with just a dash of water. Oh, okay. Regular water or soda water. While I bring up the Strike app. There it is. We're gonna buy $40 worth of Bitcoin right now on the Stack Stats show. Here we go. Cut the music. Hit the drum roll. $40 worth of Bitcoin confirmed. Drums rolling, and just like that, we've stacked $40 worth of Bitcoin. And when we stack, we chill. Regular still water, okay, cool. I'm neat with a large ice cube. Cool. Hard Hodl, I got this ice maker. Like it's like a little tray that makes these spherical ice cubes. That's supposed to be for that, right? So I'm gonna mix them, and I'm gonna set it up and mix them, and then I'll have some drinks. Okay, well, let's update the spreadsheet today. So it's the 8th today. We bought at the price of $59,725.34. We bought $40 worth of Bitcoin. The yield is 0.00066337 Bitcoin. Yeah, see? Yesterday we bought the same amount of. Yesterday we bought $40 worth and we got 71,000 satoshis. And this time today we only got 66,000 satoshis. That's a whole lot of satoshis. Jeez. Right, there it is. I'm copying this data to the overall spreadsheet over here. Yeah, boy, stack those sats. What up, Carl? Round of applause from a live studio audience for Mr. Carl Black in the house. Carl, do you drink hard liquor? Like, do you drink, we're talking about whiskeys and, yeah, whiskeys mostly, right? If you do, what's your hard liquor of choice? And how do you take it? Neat, a splash of water, ice, no ice. Okay, so Andrew says, I think it's as diluting a whiskey. Yep. More water gives you more water to give more people a tot. It's inflation, that's right. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. All right, the stack has been stacked. Of course you are. All right, so that brings us to a grand total of $0.264573421 Bitcoin for the show. Amazing. There we are. Rum. All right. I'm not much of a drinker. I do like tequila and rum. Okay. Tequila doesn't like me anymore as I get older. Right? No, it's perfect, Andrew. This is the kind of things that build community. And I don't see anything wrong with talking a little bit about some spirits. Hard pass on tequila, especially after I hit 30. Interesting. When I was younger, I used to drink. They used to call them, I don't know if it's politically correct to say this anymore or not, but like they used to be called Irish car bombs. And man, I used to love going to the piano bar. No, I used to like the end of the night at the piano bar. Those are the best, right? Go around downtown San Diego, the gas lamp, slam down, get there, slam down 2 Irish car bombs, get the night started, get yourself an instant buzz, and then nurse it with some beers, and then end up at the piano bar, singing the night away with your friends getting not hammered, but having fun. That was fun times. Piano bars are like the best. Even if you don't drink, they're still the best. Super fun. People watching is amazing. The singing is great, and just like some of these performers, like the piano players, the piano guys, or piano ladies, it's pretty impressive to be able to play like that on demand, whatever song people want to hear, and to have all those songs memorized and to be able to sing them and play them at the same time. That's freaking awesome. So, yeah, that's good. It's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So as I lower this music here, I'm going to put us into the final section of the show that we like to call the Q&A, or if you don't ask questions, I ask you questions. All right, what should we do tomorrow for my birthday? Tomorrow's my birthday. I want to do something fun on the show. I don't know what to do. Let's see. We're gonna stack. Should we stack an unusual number? What should we do? Any ideas? All right, ooh, just nuked myself. There it is. I'll figure something out. When I lived in Germany, depth charges a beer with a glass of Jaeger. Yeah, Meister dipped in a glass included. Yeah, yep. Yeah, it's similar, right? Gee, that sounds Jägermeister, man. I remember that from way back in the day. That stuff was like cough syrup, but it'll get you drunk. Jaeger. Oh my gosh. What about like but I think out of all the things that I drink, probably the beer that if we're talking about beers, the beers that I like the most are like the stout, like Guinness style beers. Like I like milk stouts, just like the dark beers. All right, sometimes they're actually pretty strong, but I like that coffee taste, the nutty taste. Ballast Point makes a beer called Victory at Sea. I think it's like 9% or 10%. It's really strong, but it's tasty. It's got like chocolate, coffee, nuttiness. It's really good. They used to only make it for around the holidays, for like Christmas time. But now they have it year round. It's a really good one. There's also another beer that's pretty strong. I think it's like 12%. It's like, what's it called? It's like Imperial Raceway or something, Raceway Stout, something like that. And that was super strong. Yeah, that was super strong. But as far as beers go, as far as like hard alcohol, I got into like drinking a little bit of I think Gentleman's Jack. It was a little bit smoother than just Jack Daniel's straight up. But I didn't like the hangovers. It's kind of you know. I like the flavor of a hoppy beer. Huh. I'm lucky living between Germany and oh yeah, that's right. Are you guys so a hoppy beer like an IPA? Because IPAs are super bitter. IPAs are super popular here in San Diego too. There's a lot of breweries here too. But pretty crazy. I'm more of a taco guy than a beer guy. Love me some tacos. All right, boys. Let's start to wrap up the show. Good talk. We'll be back tomorrow for the Friday episode party. It'll be a 20-minute birthday party. Hoppy and the flavor of the hops in the beer. Ooh, that sounds good. All right. Well, we did what we came to do. We stacked some Bitcoin. And we guaranteed our future prosperity by saving in the one and only thing that you cannot make more of, and that is Bitcoin. Okay? Working our way to 1 Bitcoin, slow and steady, wins the race. Because a lot of people haven't even realized the race has started. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later.